Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we will be doing the first craft of the month.
Howdy everybody. Tonight we're going to be modding 2 more Final Faction Karn figures, but this time we are going to be...
Fantasy.
We are
Demons, as definitely wasn't hinted at.
Yes, we will be turning these two into 2 large Demon Lord figures. And
using some things from other crafts. Well, something that we weren't expecting, but is a decent help.
we got that from a set of knights and dragons.
And a castle.
More or less army men figures, and we're going to be using... We'll show off the set later, but we're going to be using a lot of pieces and parts from that particular toy set. We're going to be using some Citadel skulls from the box of skulls. Can't stress enough how much this box is actually come in handy
One of the
throughout.
few that we would actually recommend for crafters.
Yes, the box is a little expensive, but in the long run,
a lot of uses.
yeah, it's 340 skulls.
We've been using it since October.
Yeah,
And we haven't used it that much since then.
We probably haven't even used half of them, but we will be using this, some miliput, some action figure weapons.
Even though on the back they do these on a single.
This is a cocktail stir stick, which we'll be giving to this gentleman here as his staff.
That fits?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So let's get started. I'm going to start with giving this individual more or less a furred loincloth out of milliput, and
I guess we'll know how much I can do right now. Oh, but no.
I'll be quick.
Okay. So
Starting off with wetting the milliput to make it easier to work with and less likely to stick. It also helps it to stick to the figure that I'm going to be working on. But if you get it wet on the back, it'll stick better to the plastic. Just want to make sure it's not too much down there. And then I'm going to be trying something new with one of our techniques of using baby wipes to make a set of wings for this giant guy here. And once I get this on, the little guy's going to do his magic with the fur techniques he's learned over the months. And then he will place this skull in dead center, and then he will be putting a whole bunch more skulls, which we picked out earlier today, to give him a belt of skulls. He can pick and choose from.
And by earlier today, you mean? Oh yeah, earlier today.
Yeah.
I thought those were for those.
Yeah, I decided to just, same thing.
So I'm not gonna end up using the entirety.
Yeah, I'll just pop some more for our other project.
Surprised how much milliput and ends up getting pulled off while doing this. Like if you make something big enough, like the spiders from all that time ago, maybe even the mammoths.
Yeah.
You might even be able to make a small mold out of blue stuff with how much stuff gets pulled off. Like maybe one of those rings for the mechs. Or one of those bug things. But obviously this isn't one of those cases. Well, it could be a tiny bit of something like that. Maybe an ant.
You think?
A single ant, not one of the bases. Not the entire thing.
Can I see him for just a second? I want to measure his wings out. I think we need really big wings on this guy. What do you think? We really went off with the thing like that?
Yeah, that's definitely good.
Okay, take it back.
Maybe.
I'm just using some, what is this called? 24 gauge wire. It's usually used in jewelry production to basically come up with the skeleton of the wings. And then I'll be gluing baby wipes to make the skin, if you will, that's in between the wings. I'm not sure what that's called. I suppose I should look that up. And as you can see here, I'm just getting the basic shape, but I want to leave a sort of a foundation for the peg hole in the back of all the Final Faction figures. So if it was the other figure, it would just pop in there.
Did I put the skull in first? The big skull?
Yeah, that way you can center it. Just crimping this down. I'll use plenty of super glue to make sure it fits in there. And I won't put any.
Is that good? Is that close to center?
Yeah, that looks good. That looks good.
I can't fit another skull in there though.
No, it doesn't have to be perfectly even. It's you know, he's a demon. He just slaps stuff on, I'm guessing. And I'm going to take the milliput and make some snakes and just wrap it around the wire and then let it dry, and then I will go on to making a toga
That looks good.
for this gentleman out of.
Does that?
Yeah, that looks actually. There's a little bit of milliput in there. It looks like it's not where it's supposed to be.
It is not.
Okay.
Okay. You're doing the toga. And do I give him the sword?
Yeah, if you want to glue the sword in, I don't think, as long as his arms are free moving, we could just get it. And take this first.
No, do I glue it to his? Oh,
Yeah, just-
it's this stuff.
Yeah, the better stuff. I actually like that brand of super glue better than Gorilla Glue, just because it seems to dry faster.
I just like it because it's more liquidy. Though here I actually think the more goopy super glue could actually be useful.
You think?
It could be useful. I mean, I think this super glue is a lot more, like, it's more useful in a lot more situations, at least when it comes to crafting. But, I mean, super glue isn't really made for crafting. It can be used.
Well, we use it enough to warrant it, I guess.
Yeah, but that wasn't what it was designed for.
Well, I'm not really certain what it was designed
Wasn't it for, like, construction, or just, well, it was mostly for putting things together.
Yeah, in the commercials they showed all kinds of different uses for it. I don't know that there was a main use, if you will, but...
By the way, getting this stuff on you is so weird. Like, if you, it feels like your hand is, like, covered in water or liquid, and you touch it and it's completely dry.
Oh yeah, it's acetone. It dries pretty fast in contact with the air.
I don't like that. Oh, that's not good.
And obviously we will not finish these figures in
Do
the
we
video.
ever finish something in the single episode? Actually, we did.
I think the very first one was the only time when we
And
did
well,
that.
we didn't paint it, but it doesn't count.
You know, we did the turbines.
We did paint one.
We painted, we assembled them.
And I feel like technically, if we could spray them in this video, and if it wasn't for the milliput, we technically could finish them. Well, that guy maybe. If it wasn't for the milliput.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're gonna put the wings like that, if you
Yeah.
couldn't tell, because they obviously don't go on this guy.
Yeah, they're too small.
I mean, already we just showed that they don't. Do you want me to get a milliput and you make them into the horns?
Go ahead and take some. You think you can?
I think I can. It just might require a type a thing that I'm not really sure will work.
Okay,
Because I
well,
want them to be like spiral, well not spiral, like a spin.
yeah, kind of like I was talking about earlier, like sort of
But
antelope.
milliput isn't good like a C because it tears itself apart
Yeah.
instantaneously.
So you want to not do that?
I don't think it's possible to.
Okay.
I don't think it's possible to spin milliput like this. Yeah, it's not possible.
I know it's possible with green stuff because that's what I used.
You want me to get the green stuff?
No, it's all the way in the garage, and you'd never find it. The garage is a disaster.
Probably clean that.
This weekend, it's part of our.
Well, we're going to. Remember?
Yeah, we're going to do it after we get back on Saturday.
Oh. Okay.
We may not finish, but we will start it, and that's, you know,
Also,
that's what's important.
yeah. Oh yeah, I should probably put the lid back on.
Yeah. I'll just do this one half of the wing, and then I'll go onto the toga for you so you can get onto the
Yeah. Well, the trident. What are you gonna do with that?
yeah. No, so you can glue the wings on this guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, what was the trident gonna have?
Well, it's going to be a trident. Here, give me that.
Well, yeah, but were you gonna make it?
Well, I was gonna. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight.
How were we even going to make it?
With some wire, and
Wire?
spin that just like I did with the hands for the scarecrows.
Okay.
If you guys remember that video, that was a long time ago,
It
but
was, it was like,
October.
no, it was November.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was November for harvest.
Yeah, because we did a bunch of harvest themed stuff. You know, I was about to say it's weird how we haven't been doing that many seasonal crafts anymore, but then I realized that what seasonal crafts would we have done?
Yeah.
In March,
Well,
maybe February, we had like one idea.
yeah. February's rough. There's not a whole lot of.
So we just did a sci-fi months for February.
Okay,
the
leave
next
that there
one-
for now, and hopefully this won't dry in
I
the
know.
meantime.
You probably.
You know what?
I mean, it is
actually, I'll put the loincloth on the back of this guy while you're working on
Okay.
the wings and stuff. And then you can go back and put more skulls, etc. But basically, I let these dry out. They're just baby wipes. And I let them dry out overnight so that I could, manipulate them like...
By the way, what do you put first on the base? Like, what
Can you go give me some scissors real quick?
I will.
Because I totally forgot to get scissors. But I let these baby wipes dry out so I can manipulate them like paper. And then I will re-wet them with a mixture of white glue and water as I put it on the figure and let them dry again overnight.
By the way, when we're working on a base for a miniature, would you put the things like the skulls and stuff first before any like sand or anything like that?
No.
You would put the sand stuff first?
Let's measure this guy out so his toga actually fits.
Are you gonna want me to try to put it on?
Yeah, go ahead. Just get your hands a little wet first so that you can move it and get the milliput wet on the back side.
Okay.
So that the back side of his butt. So that it will fit. So it basically kind of acts like a glue. It helps it stick better to the plastic, I found.
If I dump the entire thing in water, is that...
No, well you could, but I would just use your fingers to get them wet.
Oh.
And we want to give this guy kind of a fantasy look.
The medieval demon.
Yeah.
That's the entire mouth.
Demons in general have existed in mythology and all sorts, going all the way back to, at least Roman times. So
I don't know
he's
what
that
the
old.
first demons were.
Yeah, I would be interested doing the research, but they're the bad guys, so.
But also, I don't know how I don't know how that many ancient religions worked. By that I mean with the really ancient ones like Mesopotamia or something.
Yeah, it looks like I measured a little wrong, but I can just trim that up. I definitely don't want
I feel like you should have done this because I'm not that good at it.
Well, if you give me a little time here. I'll trim this guy's toga down. Just go to the knees, I guess.
And I actually knocked out a skull.
Don't worry about
The
it.
main skull, actually.
Okay, I was tempted to use some super glue. I'll often use super glue on milliput to keep it in place. I'm also going to use a twist tie to keep this in place. And I have that over here somewhere. That's right there. We just got to make sure it doesn't cover up his wings, where the wings are going to go in. And see if I can measure that to the back. And you want to make sure you get some nice folds in this when you're doing it so that it looks
That's what the blue
fabric.
water is for.
See, like that. Seriously? I heard that. And I will use a twist tie for a belt, but I'm hoping it won't become permanent. If so, I'll just have to cut it off later. And then that'll give you time to...
I mean, having a belt and
Well, it'll just keep it sort of in place. So you can put the wings on, and then hopefully I'll be done with...
I think that looks good. So didn't they have belts?
Sort of. I don't... I know they had something around the center, and...
Do I put the glue on the wings or on the back?
I would put... Well, you might
So I
want
think
to...
I need to clip those.
Yeah, you're going to have to clip off one of those pegs.
Well, if I feel like I should clip off both.
Hello. Yes, down. You
Is
know
he-
who's trying to jump into the show because he has no idea what we're doing, or he knows exactly what we're doing.
It's one of the two.
Yeah, I'm going to go with he knows exactly what's going on. And
I don't think he understands the concept of what we're doing.
videotaping? Yeah, no, I always exaggerate about that.
But like,
He knows we're doing something, and he just wants to be in the show, so to speak. And
well, he knows. I think he does understand that we're talking to someone or making something for someone or whoever.
either that, or he thinks we're eating.
It's one of the two, but it doesn't look. Dogs have smell.
Yeah, maybe he likes the smell of milliput and baby wipes.
I don't think that's the case. Either.
I certainly hope not.
I actually think that I should cut up both
And
because
just glue it in there, massive amounts of glue.
did I get glue here without even noticing?
You might have. Just worry about what you're doing. That looks actually pretty good, Jack. You did a good job.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
didn't look. Well, do I put it on here or do I put it on the guy?
On the wings, and like last time, let it drip into I really think maybe a peg hole would have been a good idea. But
Yeah, but I'm not looking for
just
that
if
right
not, then you just watch out because you're dripping super glue all over the place, and you're gonna want
now.
to.
Oh,
You're definitely gonna want to put some of this in action as soon as possible. Need some help? You want me to hold something, like the wings in place, so you don't super glue your fingers to what you're doing? Is it holding? No, not even close.
yeah, no.
Yeah, a little actually. Let's.
And I think the arm might get glued in place. So we should repose it. We should pose it in a way that it.
Yeah, I got him in a nice pose. So no, I don't want that in the way. It's actually going to go in the right hand.
And, oh,
But it's fine. I want to focus on getting this in. Let me see the super glue, and then I'll pour the super glue all over the place, and then you
yeah.
spray it like crazy. Hold on, let me. Straight down the hole there.
Is that enough?
I don't know. Let go. Now we'll do it upside down and do the same thing.
Oh, put more glue on.
Yeah, more glue and then more spray. Actually, I think it's working fine. It was weird. When I was working with these baby wipes once and I was adding super glue, it almost looked like they were smoking. Like some sort of vapor was coming off. Now spray it.
What?
Yeah, it was really weird when I was working on the
Enough?
Sam Hain.
Oh, Sam. Vapor.
Some sort of vapor. Yeah, I could actually feel my hand. It's warm.
I should not have done that.
Yeah, it's actually.
My hand's cold, but that's because it's
Yeah, I could actually feel some sort of chemical reaction going on there.
Maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
you'd survived it before.
What do you think, folks? Is that demonic looking for you? What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, now you can go back to scraping and sculling. I don't know if that's an actual word, but
No, it's not. I know for a fact that's not a word.
I'm going to stick with it. And I will go back to working on the wings. Get some more miliput ready because I used that all up. And then, oh, you know what we forgot? In my opinion,
What?
the coolest thing.
What?
I'll give you a hint. It's on the table. Ah, no, that's not a hint, right?
What?
His helmet.
What helmet?
Well, his face.
Oh!
I think I can handle that with while you're doing that. We're going to use this particular skull.
It's not really a helmet, it's more like a crown.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just see if I can just twist his head just a little bit. No, his head's glued. Yeah, if you see there's a lot of super glue. But that's
Is his
okay.
head in a good position?
Yeah, it's twisted. You know, he's a demon. You know. But
Oh, honey!
I'm going to glue this right to his head to give him his horns. I'm gonna probably actually need my glasses for this though, because this is kind of tricky. I want to get it just right. Yeah, dorkiest glasses I could find. You got that right, folks.
Wait, is this the first time you used them in a video?
Yes, it is.
Oh. I just got really used to you wearing those.
Yeah.
And by the dorkiest glasses you could find, you mean the first glasses you found?
No,
Well, you intentionally looked for ones that...
no, of course not. They were the only ones I could find. You got me.
So the first ones you could find.
Yeah, you got me. And I will be
Yeah,
using
I was
this.
there when you got them.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't sure if you had looked for other ones before, and for some reason picked that one.
No, it was just what I could find. I don't care what they look like. Just it so happens they're pretty darky.
Wait, what?
They're pretty dorky. Oh man. I have to put some super glue on the back of this instead of his head, just so it gets in there. Because positioning is everything with this. Just hope it doesn't. Oh, awesome. There you go, folks. What do you think? Here it comes. Rawr.
Oh, I am scared.
What do you think, folks? Pretty demonic looking. And then I will milliput around his head and what have you, because it looks pretty terrible from the back. But you almost can't even tell that it was a Final Faction figure.
Except for the fact that you can, because it's
Okay, smart
purple.
guy. Okay. And yes, we are going to be
And the
painting.
legs.
We are going to be painting these red.
Because demons.
Yeah, you got that right. And we will do that off
I actually
camera.
thought we were going to paint them blue.
Really? I
No.
was like, they're not Oni.
Wait, what?
Oni. Some Oni are blue, I believe.
Oh, a hint to not...
Yeah.
Hint.
Well, I don't know if it's a hint or not.
Yeah, it's
He's been working on Oni. He's actually done a fantastic job of painting all week. And we will be happy to show that off. Hopefully...
What else? What do I usually paint? Did I show?
Yeah, well, sometimes... Have you ever painted any... Besides dragons, have you ever painted any miniatures that you've showed off?
Not really.
It's always been Shadows of Brimstone, right?
Yes. Well, I think so. I mean, I've obviously painted things.
Besides dragons.
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously painted things before that weren't. But,
Shadows of Brimstone.
and that just didn't ruin anything.
Well, take some skulls and pop them in. And we're just about it for the night. I'll continue working on the wings, but I'd like to super glue the wings, but I'm actually going to make some other lines. I forget what they're called for.
Is it okay if I use a cowl or whatever it is called?
Yeah, whatever it is, we've got more of them. I hope I measured that right. I have a feeling I didn't. I'll get a little bit more. And I'm definitely going to need some more milliputs soon. I mean, I have a whole other package, but oh, that looks really good. Get as many skulls in there as you can. He's headhunter, collector of skulls, whatever you want to call it.
Look, just those skulls.
When you're done, turn it around so the camera can see it.
What?
If you drop it, just get another one. We'll find it later.
In a few days.
No, I'll look for it. Oh my goodness.
I think I need tweezers for this.
You want a little piece of milliput to put in there to help make it easier to stick it in there?
No, got it.
Okay, then once you're done with that, go ahead and drip some super glue in there, and it will still give it a hold. It won't be, perfect, but
should I add some skulls in between his legs? Or?
if you can do it, do it.
Okay.
If you can make it work. Oh, on the side there, I don't think you have enough milliput to hold it.
I think I might.
Okay.
I think what I don't have is room.
Okay, well, we can always add more milliput and more skulls later.
No, I think I might.
Before we prime them.
I mean, legs in between the space in between the legs and the body.
Yeah, I see where you're trying to put it, but your butterfingers are just
no,
not
it's just not
cooperating.
sticking.
Because that if you're not careful, that will be your official internet nickname.
Why did that fall out? Where did that even come from?
From the back.
They're just falling out now, and I'm not even touching them.
That's why I said put the super glue.
Well, yeah, but
Find out where they go. Don't get upset, and put the super glue. Maybe.
I don't even remember where they were.
But just get the super glue. Start with the front because that's where you started. Put the super glue on them, and then put them down and let them dry. Because I don't know what super glue. I mean, the activator will do with the milliput. I don't want that to explode in our.
I highly doubt it'll do that.
You know what I mean?
You mean release some sort of gas?
Yeah, some sort of toxicness in our house, which we don't need.
Toxins.
And then we'll call it a night. We can show them off. Let's get this out of the way. And then I'll take some photos for the people on Facebook so they can get a quick sneak preview of what these guys are going to look like when we're done. Let's clean this up a little. Did you add super glue?
Yeah, I don't have
Okay, I didn't see that. Let you guys have a nice little party shot before we say goodnight. And there you have it, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the project, and I'd love to see your guys' take on this if you decide to make some demons. I know these Final Faction figures tend to run, pretty much with the sci-fi crowds, but we thought this was a nice little change of pace. We actually came up with the idea in a video.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember what video, but we were talking about it. I was thinking about it earlier. And I know we came up with the idea, and now we've made it a reality. So we hope you guys enjoy the project. Let us know what you think in the comments section. Please like and subscribe as always if you haven't already. And if you know some other Final Faction fans out there, maybe share this with them, and we can see what other people come up with. Until Sunday, have a great week, Have a great weekend, and we will see you soon. Good night.
Goodbye.